Hey everybody, it's Sherry from Mature Beauty Studio. Today I wanted to do something kind of fun with you. I wanted to do a little halvesy look. So that means I'm gonna do half of my face with SEINT Beauty and half I'm gonna just leave in its bare, natural 63-year-old self. Just so you can see the comparison of how this makeup works. I'm always intrigued by the before and afters, but I think doing just half of my face, you're gonna see the whole dramatic effect. So let's get started. I am gonna go in with my detail brush and do my contour. And again, just gonna go on one side of my face. And I'm gonna go kind of right below my cheekbone on that side. Up here, I'm gonna do just half of my face. And you see that lovely age mark? I'm gonna take care of that in just a minute. We're gonna do a little color correction with that. And then also taking the contour right along the jawline and chin. So what contour does is create a shadow, and it gives our face some dimension. So you'll see when I get it all put together and blend it out what that does. You can already see right now I'm kind of lifting my cheeks up. Next thing I'm going to do is I am going to do my main highlight. Excuse me, I'm looking for my brushes. And my main highlight happens to be a color called Amber. And that's kind of like a foundation color. It would be the color that I would match you to for most of your face. All right, our faces aren't one color, but we're gonna use that main foundation right here. And you don't need much. Creams are amazing. They're so blendable. You don't need a lot of product. I don't know that I can do half my nose, so we'll see. We'll see how that works. I'll try to do half my nose. So again, just taking that main highlight, and I've seen some of the girls actually put a piece of tape down their face, which is really crazy looking, but at least you get the full effect. Now I want to go in with my brightening highlight. And this color, especially for mature skin, is amazing. We're going to put it in a little triangle on our face, and it really brings that sallow under eye look that you have going on. It kind of makes that disappear and makes the brightness come out. So what I'm going to do for that one is I am going to take a little bit of my Mango, which is my color concealer. And this color has a bit of an orange tinge, and you can see what that does to kind of cancel out that purplish color under there. And I'll kind of put some on my lids too. You can see how discolored they are. I really have kind of that dark purple, which kind of happens sometimes with older mature skin. So I'm gonna just dab that on there. The other place I like to use my brightening highlight, now I'm gonna go in with the brightener, and this is the light color. I'm gonna do a triangle, kind of right under my eye with that. So again, I'm concentrating on doing one side of my face, which is kind of tricky. And I'm going to go right up here with that brightener. And then right down the center of my nose. And right down here on my chin. All right. I am going to look like somebody that belongs in the circus when I get done, but I really want you to see what the difference is. So this is kind of a cool way to do it. Next thing I'm going to do is my lip and cheek color. So I'm going to put just a tad bit of ruby right over the contour. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend around out. So I'm going to push that contour up into my hairline. Here I'm going to push the contour right up and kind of blend it with that cheek color. So you can see that's going to just meld right together. And I love the creams. They're so blendable. You don't need very much product at all. Contour down here, I'm going to kind of bring down. Okay, and I'm taking that brightening and just kind of melding everything together. All right, so I got that half of my face done. Now I'm going to hit this little spot up here, that age spot. Remember we used the Mango, which was the color correction. And I am going to just dot a little bit of that. Actually, I'm going to take a little bit different brush. I want a really small brush. When you color correct, it's important just to do the actual spot because that's where the darkness is. You don't want to go around it. You want to be right, very precise on where you're getting that. So I'll just kind of pat that out. All right, so I took care of that. Now what I want to do is give myself a little eye lift. I am thinking that I'm going to go in with my contour color, which is Astoria, and I am going to do my brows with the hotline brush. And this thing is amazing because it's got a really nice tip on it. You just dip that in your contour and kind of do the outline of your brows like that. And then what I'm going to do is fill them in with eyeshadow. So that's my next trick. I'm going to take the eyeshadow brush, but I'm going to use this tiny little domed end. And I'm going to go into a color called Trust, which is what I use for my eyebrows. I'd be happy to color correct and choose a color for your eyebrows that'll work for you. That happens to be a perfect color for my brows. So I just like to dip in there and use that shadow like that. And if you want it to stay all day, I usually take a little stay spray and put on the other end of this brush that has a spoolie, and that'll keep your brows perfect all day. Now look at what that did. That gave me a total eye lift right there. One other little trick to give it even more lift is I'm going to go into one of our real light highlight colors called Linen. And I am just going to dab a little bit of that linen right under the brow bone. See what that did? And then I'm going to take a little linen and put it on the center of my eye, because we'd like to bring lightness in the center of our eyes. So the linen does a great job of kind of brightening up. And you know, our eyes as we mature just get kind of dark in there. So if we can add a little light and pop, that's kind of amazing what that does. All right, so you got the crazy two-sided face going on. It's a little scary, I gotta admit. I'm looking in my camera going, wow. All right, I'm gonna do a quickie eyeshadow, just using a couple colors. I'm using one called Pup, which is just a really nice light shade, really nice transition shade. So I'm not putting it on the lid, I'm going above the crease because I have hooded eyes. So you can see it will disappear if I put it in the crease. I need to go up to almost the brow bone where I put that linen and just kind of do the windshield wiper back and forth. And then I'm going to go into my favorite color, Bubba, which is just a really warm kind of rusty brown. And I'm going to put that right kind of in that crease and a little lower on my lid, but not all the way in. We're going to go about halfway in. So just kind of bring that up. And this is such a beautiful color. It looks great on every eye color. All right, and then again, I put that linen in the center. I'm going to also take a little bright eyeshadow color. I am going to use Unicorn, which has got a little bit of a shimmer. And I am just going to put a little bit of that right in the corner, just to add the brightness and a little sparkle. All right. Then what I want to do, instead of using an eyeliner, to get that harsh, sharp line like we used to use, I am going to go in with a shadow. And I'm going to use Cocoa today as my shadow. It's just a beautiful kind of reddish brown. And I'm going to just bring that under my eye, just like you would a liner. And again, I'm using that domed end of my eyeshadow brush and just creating that soft line. I'm going to do the same thing on my upper lid. I'm going to kind of just push this color right into the lashes. So just push it in like you would a liner, just to give it some depth. And if you want, you can kind of even wing that out a little bit like you would a regular liner. All right, so that's what that looks like. So it's looking pretty good here. And then over here, poor Sherry, she needs something. She needs something going on. All right, see if I can put a little lip color on one half. That will be interesting, but I'll try. And again, I'm using Ruby. Okay. I know, it's weird. It's weird, but it's going to give you the effect that I'm looking for. Now, I have not done mascara. I haven't done anything else, but I want you to just kind of take a look. All right, there, here. I'll come up closer. Can you see the difference? I mean, first of all, as I'm looking at this, I see kind of just sallow, dark, a lot of under eye discoloration there, you know, uneven skin tone. And then when I look over here, I see how that's evened out my skin tone. It's given me some dimension and some lift. The eyebrows, what a big difference that is. You know, just filling them in with a little bit of contour and that eyeshadow. Look at the lift that has. Okay, so I have immediately brought attention to my eyes by doing those few simple things. So that's a couple of minutes. So I will turn this off. I will come back with the rest of my face done so you can see the full face. But I just wanted to do a side-by-side comparison because I think it's so fascinating, the difference this makes. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have my full face on and both halves hopefully match each other. Anyway, I want to just finish up with a quick tutorial on doing a nose contour. And what I'm going to do is kind of dip my two middle fingers into my contour. Just get a little bit on my fingers, rub them together. And the way to do a nose contour is really you start way up here, and instead of going down the sides of your nose, you're really kind of on the top of your nose, like that, because we want that line to be really thin. We want to thin out our nose. And if we put the shadow on the sides, it's going to make it even bigger. So you can see I have that contour, and I've left just a little part in the center where I'm going to highlight. So again, going down with that middle finger, give yourself the middle finger, go down, and then I'm going to take a really small brush. I'm going to use the end of this multitasker brush, and I'm going to go in with my Brightening Highlight, and I am just going to do a line right down the center of that Brightening Highlight. So you can see what I did. I kind of straightened myself up there. Trying to be as straight as you can be. All right, and the way we're going to blend this is very gently. We don't want to take a brush where we're going to move that around a great deal. So for this, I like to take the Perfector sponge and just put a little setting spray on there and really just kind of pounce that. So we're going to just kind of dab that in. And that's all there is to a nose contour. You're just kind of blend that right in. And you can see what that does. That really kind of thins out your nose. So that's another little extra trick. The other final thing I'd like to do is just do a little bit of illumination today. I don't do this all the time, but if you want just kind of a light glimmery look, why not add it? So I'm going into one of my powder ones today. And this one is called, I'm going to use Photoshop, which is just kind of a little pink tone. I have Photoshop, Glamazing, Georgia, which is gorgeous. This is my Cayman bronzer, and then my Vanilla Dust setting powder. So I'm going to go in with my Photoshop, that first one, that kind of pink, just right on the high points of my cheeks. And you're going to see just a little bit of shimmer glimmer. Why not? Great for the holidays, great for any time. I love this. And just where we did our nose contour, I'm going to just kind of bring some of that down the center and bring a little light there too. The other place is just kind of up on your Cupid's bow, just to add a little highlight there. So isn't that pretty? It just adds a really nice glimmer. Now, if you have oily skin and the setting spray is just not providing enough coverage for you, I would say you can use a Vanilla Dust, which is a great powder. So you can go about that two ways. You can press your brush into that powder, and I'm using this Power Powder brush, which is beautiful. It has a nice angled end. So you can just kind of dip it right in that powder and press it on those areas where you get oily. Now, be especially careful to not go under your eyes, because once you start getting powder in that area, that's where we start getting creasy and all that kind of stuff. The trick is if you ever get any creasing with your makeup, with the creams, you can just put your finger there and it'll warm it up and blend it again. So it's not like the mineral foundations where you're gonna have big cakiness. You can just move it, warm it up with your finger and move it around. Another little trick with the setting powder, if you don't like to use the powder like that, you can take the little spoolie end, and you see what I'm doing is just kind of roughing it up a little bit and getting a little powder and just kind of setting that. So what I would do, if you're super oily, say on your nose or up here, just put that powder that you've loosened up, let it sit for just a minute, and then go in with these fluffy, I love this blush and bronzer brush, and you can just kind of fluff it around then. And that's going to give you more of a matte finish, especially if you feel like you're oily and you want that finish. So there we go. I'm going to show you a little bit of a bronzer. We have two kinds of bronzer. Bella bronzer is a little bit darker color, and then we have the Cayman, which is the lighter shade. I'm going to just show you the Bella today. I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful color. Make sure I have the right one here. Let me find it. I have so many colors in my compact, honestly. I don't know where it went. Okay. I believe this is it. And again, we're just going to kind of touch it in. And we're going to put it kind of where the sun would hit us. So the high points of your face there. Let me hit in a little bit more. And kind of here. And that's just going to kind of warm us up a little bit. So you can finish off with a little bronzer. And if you feel in the winter, you don't have that nice little sun glow look anymore, get some Bella bronzer and get our beautiful brush, and it's going to warm you right up. So I started out with our halvesy look. I finished up showing you a nose contour, some illumination. Those are a few tips and tricks I have for you today. So if you're ready to get started, if you would like a color match, please message me. I'd be happy to get you started. If you already have our beautiful Saint makeup and are looking for some new ideas, some new colors, perhaps you'd like to try a bronzer, some eyeshadows, just message me. I'm always here to help you. I love helping ladies kind of find their inner confidence and learn how to play with makeup again. I'm happy to also do a one-on-one consultation with you. I now have Zoom, professional Zoom, so we can do that one-on-one, or we can do a FaceTime, and it's so much fun. It's really so much fun when you really find a makeup that works for you and works for mature skin. You're gonna wanna put it on every day. I get excited every day, like, I can't wait to put my makeup on. And then I always feel like I should do a video because I don't wanna waste this great makeup application without doing a video. So that's why I pop on from time to time. So thank you all for joining me here today. Stay tuned, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more tips and tricks, and enjoy your day. Bye guys.